Good evening, listeners, and welcome to this episode of Fantastic Flora, sponsored by Kelly Nichols' Oration Emporium, where you can make your presentation a speech sensation. My name is Mr. Beauregard, and I will be your host tonight as we explore the beautiful world of botany. Our special guest this evening is a true California native whose silvery branches and beautiful blooms ensure that it is an unmistakable sight in any season. It is none other than the noble Aesculus californica, more commonly known as the California Buckeye, and less commonly known as the California horse chestnut. Aesculus californica, the Buckeye, was originally discovered in the year 1834 by the French botanist Edward Spatch. Growing primarily in lower montane and riparian areas throughout California, the Buckeye is a short tree, or large shrub if you like, consisting of multiple trunks and many long, spindly branches covered in a beautiful silvery bark. Its large, light green leaves consist of 5 or more long, lightly serrated, simple leaves in a palmate formation, meaning that they splay outward from a central connecting stem, much like your fingers do from the palm of your hand. What? Yes, Billy, I know what other leaf it looks like. Grow up. As evidenced on many taxonomic information sites such as ITIS, the original name that Spatch bestowed upon the Buckeye was Calothersus californica, meaning beautiful cluster, and it's easy to see why. The tree's flowers consist of many smaller flowers in a large spike formation, not unlike some kind of beautiful inflorescent rhino horn. The individual flowers are primarily a hue of pink or white, with a golden brown center from which the long, delicate filaments sprout. Only a few of the flowers in any given cluster are female and thus capable of producing the plant's iconic fruit and the seed to which the tree owes its name, but we'll go into more detail on that later. Unfortunately for unwary foragers and humble honeybees alike, Aesculus californica's beautiful blossoms belie a bitter secret. From its crown to its roots, every single part of the California Buckeye is highly toxic. Imbued with the potent glucoside aesculin, consumption of the Buckeye's baleful bounty can depress the nervous system and cause hemolysis, the rupturing of red blood cells. Despite this, Nicole Sawatsky states in her cooking blog that honey produced by Buckeye flowers is safe for human consumption. Unfortunately, the same is not true for the busy little bees that create said honey. Unwitting honeybees that convey the Buckeye's toxic gift unto their hive will poison their larval offspring, resulting in stunted, deformed bees, colloquially referred to as Buckeye bees. In large concentrations, this sinister subterfuge can result in the extinction of entire colonies. What? No, Billy, I don't think that's what happened to you. No. No, I think that's something else. Now, be quiet or I'll kick you out of the studio. By now, you may be wondering how a tree that poisons its pollinators can hope to reproduce. Well, the truth is, to a few native organisms lucky enough to evolve alongside this lethal diva amongst plants, the tree is completely harmless. A highly endemic species, the California buckeye is found in only a few locations in central to northern California and, according to an article by Frank Callahan, up to southern Oregon, and it has evolved to capitalize specifically on California's unique climatological profile. Late in the winter, when the snows cease and the heavy rains arrive, the buckeye sprouts its leaves. Greedily drinking up as much as it can, the buckeye capitalizes on this short period of excess water and gains a head start on the other, less specifically adapted plants around it. This advantage carries forward into early spring, when the plant begins to bloom well ahead of many other species of shrub, before suddenly shedding its leaves in the early months of summer. At this point, the California buckeye gives the outward appearance of having simply died. This apparent death, however, is greatly exaggerated. Now subsisting almost entirely on the nutrients it gathered during the early months, the clever buckeye has simply learned when the water dries up in California and has adapted its life cycle to account for it. As the heat of summer begins to wane and the last leaves fall from its argent branches, keen-eyed observers might notice small, fuzzy fruits hanging casually from this dead tree's limbs. These small, fuzzy sacs contain... Oh, what is it now? Yes, Billy, I know what they look like. No, I'm not going to say it on film. Now shut up or get out! Imbecile. Where was I? Oh, yes. These small, fuzzy fruits contain the iconic seed from which the tree takes its name. Round, glossy, and brown, with a small tan spot, the seed, the California Buckeye tree, closely resembles the eye of an actual deer. According to an article by Deborah Ronka, some frontier folklorists believe that fondling the... Shut up, Billy. Some frontier folklorists believe that holding the tree's seeds can bring good luck and help to alleviate arthritic pain. But inventive indigenous individuals found more pragmatic purposes for the plant's poisonous pits. Being native themselves to Northern California, indigenous people would grind the buckeye seeds up and, through a lengthy leaching process, render the resulting flour safe for consumption in times of food scarcity. In another article, the USDA states that some tribes, such as the Pomo, actually preferred the buckeye flower and would consume it as a food staple. Other uses for the tree ranged from creating bows and fire drills from its supple branches to creating pain-killing poultices from its bark. Certain tribes would even take the ground-up seed powder and throw it into rivers and ponds to stun fish, causing them to rise to the surface of the water for easy collection. Finally, more enterprising individuals found a use for the seed as a suppository, slicing it into manageable chunks and inserting it to relieve the pain of hemorrhoids. Oh, for Pete's sake. What now, Billy? Oh, well, a suppository is like a pill, but instead of swallowing it, you... Why are you laughing? Oh, for the love of... You know damn well what they are, don't you? Now get out! Now! Or I'll tell Mother you've been disrupting my broadcast, and you know how she is when she wakes up. That's right. Go play your little banjo or work on your weird leather furniture or eat paint chips or whatever it is you do in your spare time. Just do it away from me. Finally. Anyway, as you can see, the California Buckeye has earned its title as one of California's most unique native organisms. From its poisonous products to its beautiful blossoms, there can be no question that Aesculus californica is an endemic evolutionary extraordinaire. Thank you for joining me this evening, and please tune in next week's episode of Fantastic Flora, where we will discuss moss. What is moss? Where did it come from? And why is it taking the world by storm? Until then, this is your humble host, Mr. Beauregard, asking you to stay safe out there and reminding you to stop sometimes and simply smell the flowers.